I can't believe I get this opportunity. Mom, this is what we worked for.
Compose yourself. We're on air. Now say the line.
Right. Yes. Well, hello and welcome to CNNN, the only completely normal news network bringing you normal news. I am Paul Glad.
And I'm Hannah Strong, bringing you today's normal news formalities. Sprinkled, unfortunately, had to take the day off. But we are joined by Volgland. Say hello, Volgland.
Hello.
Our first story comes all the way from Arctic Russia. A perfectly preserved Ice Age cave bear was found by researchers on Monday. The bear found on the Lyahosky Island had its teeth and even its nose intact. Previously, only bones had been found, so this, as the kids say, was a big deal.
In the words of Sprinkles himself, that was a very good story, although the delivery was a bit icy.
Okay, now it's time for you to read your story.
Yes, sorry. Okay. Alright, my story is about murder hornets? That's a thing? Oh, do they actually murder people?
On topic. Get on topic.
Jeez. After weeks of searching, the agency has said it found the nest of the Asian giant hornets in Blaine, a city in the north of Seattle, near the Canadian border. Ooh, Canadian, eh? Okay, sorry. It says here that murder hornets do not actually kill people, only horny bees. Eh? That's so comforting. And they are going to destroy the nest? Yay. Now, as always, let's go into the field, see how things are going.
My hair! Help! Please, help! Oh look, we're running out of time. Say the line, Bull.
Yes. Thank you for tuning in to CNNN. We'll be CNNN you next time on Completely Normal News. You see what I did there?
Yes, yes. Dylan, cut the cameras.
What's up, everybody?
Hi.
I was just sitting here paying attention. Hey, I hope everything is going great with you. Joel, Naomi, Anna, Sivan, Dan, how are you doing this week?
Doing great.
Top notch.
Top notch. Who says top notch?
I do.
Okay, all right. That works for me. Man, it has been a week, right? The craziness of the election, the constant political ads and stuff like that on the TV and the radio. And this year was something new. Did any of you get like the random text that said like your name is now apparently Jeff?
I didn't get those. I got Crystal.
Crystal.
My wife
Carlisha
gave her number to someone, and now I get texted all the time.
Oh, that was smart.
What names did you get that they said you were now? What's the new name they assigned you in these texts?
Carlisha.
Carlisha?
And apparently I'm from Louisiana.
You look like a Carlisha.
Thank you.
I wanted to say that 3 weeks ago, and now I can. But these texts are crazy. He's like, hey, Jeff, don't forget to vote. Jeff, November 3rd, Jeff. I'm like, seriously, don't you know who I am? Anyway.
So Jeff, did you vote?
Yes, I did. Wait,
Good.
no, Mark, dang it. Anyway, guys, I hope your week's been good. It's been crazy. There's so much going on. But as weird as it's been, I'll tell you what, I'm just so glad to see all of your faces and Dan's and everybody else's. And because we get to do this, we get to welcome you to the Crossroads Student Show. So welcome.
Come on.
It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Hey, let's do something real quick. Let's jump right in. Anybody have any opposition to this? Oh, Steven was ready. He literally, you ready?
He's already jumped, so we need to catch up.
3,
Let's do it.
2, 1, let's jump. Oh, you guys are the worst. All right, let's jump right into Rapid
That,
Rant.
Anna.
Check this
That
out.
was not a jump.
So, Rapid Rant-swers, right? That video kind of sets it up. But if you're just joining us, we began something new. One, because I'm tired of being angry because I'm just in a good mood now. I don't know why. I just am. The store shelves full of toilet paper and everything is right in the world. So we're doing a new thing called Rapid Rant-swers, where I'm just giving everybody else a chance to experience anger in a constructive, well, maybe not constructive, but in a constructed environment. We'll take each other on. And we each have 30 seconds to basically give our best argument for competing sides of an issue in this discussion. So we're going to go right off from the bat because I know Dan. I experienced last week, Dan. You have the power of persuasion, Dan. You are so impressive.
I know.
Other than, I mean, it's your hair when it's gone all Lionheart. Oh, hello. Look at that. Wow. And Dan can argue. He's so good at this. So the first up is this. Dan versus Anna. Anna, are you ready?
To lose.
Am I ready?
To lose.
Yes, that's what I said into your giant headphones. Did you hear me? Are you ready?
To lose.
Am I?
All right.
Ready to
all right.
lose.
Stop answering questions with questions.
Dan and Anna, you ready? Here's your topic. You have to discuss. What's the best pizza topping? Ready? Dan, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
Go.
Obviously, it's pineapple. Pineapple makes you on vacation. It puts you literally on vacations. Two, it's also good for you. It's like a fruit of vegetable. And fruit of vegetables are proven to make you live longer. So if you put it on a pizza, you're going to actually be healthier eating the pizza than if you put anything else, like trash pepperoni. Finally, it's yellow. Why would you not want yellow on a pizza? You don't want yellow in snow, but you do want yellow in pizza. Because pizza, yellow is good, and it's fruit, and it's vacation.
Well, I'm guessing that was 30 seconds. I don't even know. I was just so lost in his excellence. Dan, that was awesome.
That was beautiful.
And just so you know at home, everybody, you can help us. We're keeping score on how many people are making great arguments. So at home in the chat.
Those points, Anna? You see those points on his?
In the chat, yes. In the chat, as Anna starts to argue and everybody else after this, let us know who you think's winning the argument. Okay, Anna, here you go. 30 seconds. What's the best pizza topping? And go!
Pepperoni, it's a classic. It's perfectly crunchy on pizza. Pepperoni is good on a ton of things, so if you want, you can peel it off and put it on other stuff. Good for people who only like cheese pizza because it's easy to peel off. Everyone likes it. It's amazingly tasty, and you can put whatever else you want on the pizza with it. Babu.
Okay, time.
Not as good as someone else, but still good.
I'm going to give...
What else would you put pepperoni on? Like...
Okay.
Anything.
Like a banana?
Like a hot dog.
If my math is correct, by the number of ticks I gave each of you, Dan has 173 and Anna has 4. That's 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Everybody else, who won the debate? Who won in the comments? Who won?
Dan, you won.
Stevan?
Anna, I think you're awesome. I think Dan just brought it today.
Stevan, who won?
Yeah, whatever.
I went with Anna.
Ooh.
Anna, she had
Naomi.
17.
Steven's my man
Naomi,
over
who
there.
won?
My
Naomi.
best
So
friend.
the pepperoni of, come on.
Wow, Anna has shallow best friends.
Naomi, did you vote yet? Did you let us know?
I gotta go with Anna. She gave some really good points.
So
I like
it
that.
She
comes
did.
down to the
Thank
comments.
you.
Whatever names drop in the comments
Women
is the
supporting
winner.
women.
Thank you for
Yeah.
letting us know in the comments.
Nice.
Next one up, Stevan.
All right, we have Mark versus Joel. These are two top competitors right here.
That's right.
Mark, you get the edge because you've been doing this for so long. I mean, you're pretty much a Hall of Famer. You're the guy. So, Joel, you got a lot, to fight for in this one here. But we got an argument, and it's this simple. Kids are smarter than grown-ups. Do you agree or disagree? Who's going to take the agree? Who's going to take disagree?
I'll take it. I agree.
You'll take it? You agree?
Yeah. Tell
All
me
right,
when
we'll
you're
give
ready.
them a countdown in 3, 2, 1.
They're shorter, so their thoughts don't have to go as far. They can adapt to every kind of situation. They have been on that show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? They've beaten every adult. They can hide better than you can. My daughter has straight A's in virtual school, and I don't know how she does it. She's so smart. They can make you feel stupid because they make you feel stupid. They are faster. They are hungrier. Kids are better because they are better-looking versions of yourself.
Time's up.
Awesome
job, Mark. That was a lot of fun facts.
I'm going to
In
give
35
myself
seconds.
212.
All right, Joel. It's up to you. Do you agree with this statement? Are kids smarter than grown-ups? You have to disagree. In 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, Mark, it's very clear that you have not been a kid for a very long time, so you are not in the loop right now. So I don't know if you know about shows like Teletubbies or stuff. It's clearly just dumbing down kids. I don't even know what's happening. Like, the kids I just see around are just sitting there staring at the screen like... And then the grown-ups, when they were younger, they had educational cartoons like Curious George and things like that actually taught them how to do useful things like count and add and apply things to different situations. Adults can do things like bills. I don't even know how that works, and I'll call myself a kid, sure. So they're smarter adults than me. Use me as an example.
All right, that was great. That was literally 30 seconds, Joe. That was some compelling arguments. We're gonna see who the true winner is on this actual
Oh my goodness.
show today. All right, so what did you pick, Dan? Who's the winner, Mark or Joel?
Mark was the winner because he had the shortest point because it takes the shortest distance to win. But then it just, your point, Mark is old. Joel has to take the W.
I actually scored it as well. I gave myself 212. But
212.
But yes, but then Joel kept going, and I gave him 10,042 with a remainder of 7. Wait, remainder 47. That hurt.
So Anna, who'd you pick? Who'd you pick on this one?
I said Joel, but that's not just because he never made any short jokes about me.
Oh.
So,
Anna, that's
Joel,
how
that's
that's.
that one.
Yeah.
What? You want?
Yeah, what did you pick? What was your pick?
I have to give this one to Mark. He made some really good points.
So Joel is the winner based on our voting on the screen. But if you disagree in the comments, let us know. Hey, one more quick round, 15 seconds apiece. We have Stevan versus Naomi. The argument
picked you, Joel.
is aliens may be living among us. Aliens, not just maybe, are living among us. If you agree, make your argument. If you disagree, make your argument. So we're going to start with Naomi. Aliens are living among us. Go.
I'm gonna have to say aliens aren't living among us. I mean, like, yeah, Superman is a thing and everything, but like, that's a comic book. It's not real and things like that. But I don't think aliens are living among us. That's just ridiculous, and it's a fantasy thing. Like, come on, really? Aliens?
Time. So she's just going with no. Like, obviously, Stevan, rebuttal. 15 seconds.
Hold up. We need to note, aliens might be real because I think that's where Hunter went. I think he was taken back up on this ship. So, oops.
Doesn't matter.
That's why he's not here today.
It's not your turn to
I
argue,
think
Mark.
aliens
It's
are
Stevan's
real,
turn.
but they're not living among us.
Stevan, here you go. 3, 2, 1, go.
I mean, how can you say aliens are not living among us? Look at all of us on this call. We're all pretty much aliens, right? Aliens are weird. A lot of us are weird. They're green and they're weird looking. A lot of weird looking people I've seen. Have you been looking on your Insta lately? There's a lot of weird things going on. So I believe aliens are right among us. I think we just don't see them. That's the true problem. But at the end of the day, I believe they're real and they're here with us. If you agree, drop an alien emoji in the chat if you believe the same thing that I believe.
Time. So for the win, Joel, who won that argument? Go.
Well, I've got Naomi scoring negative a car, actually. Stevan got pi and an alien, but not pi the number.
Perfect.
So,
Joel, I'm so proud
Anna.
of you. Negative car.
Anna, who won?
I think Stevan won that one. Just for the fact that he didn't say no 15 times.
Yeah.
Mark.
But you said no a lot.
Mark, what did you think? Who won the argument?
I don't know because I gave Stevan a 1 question mark and I gave Naomi a -8.
Cool.
So,
I learned. So for me, I just said wrong to Naomi because Superman does exist. He's not just in the comments. You're just wrong on that. And then also, I learned that Stevan told me I'm an alien. I didn't know that. I wonder if I have any superpowers.
maybe Sherry will come on the show later and tell you.
Maybe that's why you feel so alienated.
Yeah. I wonder if I'm really green.
Right. No.
Dan, don't squeeze too
Hey,
hard.
let's do comment of the week,
Dan.
everyone.
Stop it.
Comment of the week!
Wow, Naomi.
Naomi, mute yourself.
You need to be muted.
That's so
Alien
loud.
sounds
Here we
coming
go.
through.
Trying that again.
Comment of the week.
Here we go. Comment of the week. So comment of the week is simply this. You guys are all commenting on the side. Guys and girls are commenting. You all comment. And when we see the comments, and then we like the comments, and then we share the comments. So make sure you comment so we can see the comments, so we can like the comments, so we can share the comments. See how that works? So
Wait, did you like and share the show yet?
We haven't
Did
said
they
that.
like and share?
Thank you, Mark. Stop what you're doing. Hit the like button on the show. We're going to stop. We're not doing anything to hit that like button.
Hit it.
Stop and hit the button.
We forgot. You can't forget.
We're waiting. Thank you for hitting the like button. That helps us get this content out there. So thank you very much for doing what we asked you to do and not forcing you to do. Comment of the week. So we have a few comments we want to share. Let's start with Naomi. What comment do you have for us today?
So my comment of the week was from Tessa Porter, and she said, "It's an awesome series."
We did have an awesome series. We just wrapped up The GOAT. If you missed any of the stuff, make sure you watch the previous episodes.
Good.
Further discuss the series GOAT. It was a real honest conversation. Joel, what do you got for us?
I have a comment from Sophia Wiggs, and it says, and I quote, "And if you did dress up, if you did, there's no shame. We're family, and it's a safe place here."
What?
It is.
For Halloween.
Welcome to the safe place.
Okay, I just got the context
Hey,
for that. Like,
this is safe, Mark. This is safe.
It doesn't matter what you're wearing.
Everyone,
Mark, it's safe.
air hug. Air hug.
Dan, do you remember the mullet wigs we bought a few years ago?
Yes.
I wore that.
I'm proud of you. Anna, do you have one for us?
I do. Mine is from Matthew Wiggs. Any relation unknown to Sophie Wiggs?
Sophia, that's her name.
Sophia.
not
Oh,
Sophia.
sorry, Sophia.
Goodness.
Yes.
Is hashtag RoboCat. But you gotta go RoboCat.
If you want to know what that's about, you have to watch last week's episode. If you don't understand where that came from, watch last week's
miss out.
episode. And every week, glorious stuff happens. Stuff.
Yeah, that too. Stuff and
Stuff.
Let's watch This Week on the Internet.
Yo, X Games. Hey man, it's a cool mask.
Yeah, it's real nice though. Easy to put on and take off, and it's really easy to breathe it.
Are you eating?
This is
Don't swallow it. What are you doing? What are you eating? What? Another one?
Like I was saying, never turns out the tape.
Sometimes my lips get stuck on my teeth. You think it looks weird, but I can't help it. Oh no, my lip just gets stuck on my teeth. Deal with it.
Well, for me, growing up, this is weird. It probably is not believable, but I literally had a fear of heights. Like, and
Amen.
I'm thinking about it now. I'm just like, such a wimp, right? I'm like, man, I'm 6'2", I'm a tall guy, but I'm scared of heights. And so I used to never go on roller coasters. I was the guy that was the bag carrier. Let's go to the water park at the amusement park because I didn't want to be the guy that wasn't doing anything. And it was literally a fear that I had to face and I had to confront. And I don't even know where it came from. I don't know where the inception of it happened, but I know for sure I had it. And so all of us have different fears, as you will learn today. We'll talk through that. It's okay to have fear, but we want to help you pioneer through the fear because it's just what it is. Sometimes you're going to have things. Fear is a thing that's needed because we're humans. We have that. But at the same time, it needs to be appropriated in the right place, right? And so today I want to talk through that. For me, I struggled. I was like, even to my senior year, I was like, I'm not going on that ride. I'm not doing anything. Went to Busch Gardens, and I was like, had a good trip, Virginia Beach, like stayed on the beach, all this fun stuff. And I was like, I'm not getting on a ride. And I'm thinking, I'm a senior in high school. I'm scared, and I want to live my best life, but I'm living a scared life. And so for us, we want to talk through that today because the Bible talks about God hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind.
Do you feel like God's with you all the time in those moments of real fear?
I mean, honestly, no. I mean, I know that's not the answer we're supposed to give as pastors, but I don't. And I don't say no like, I'm sure I don't feel him at times. And like you, I kind of had some of the same story. You know, me and my wife, like I told you guys last week, been praying to get pregnant, praying and trying. And in 2015, we got pregnant. Then we lost one, then we lost two, then we lost three, all in the same year. And that's a fear that's real. Like you said, that's a fear. And if you ever want to know if it's a fear that's real, it's a fear you can't control, right? Heights is like, all I got to do is just get on the roller coaster. I'm scared, but if I get on the roller coaster, it's over. And that happened to me like you. I was on my senior trip, and I just got on the roller coaster because, like you said, some girls and my friends are like, man, you're not going to get on the roller coaster. So I was pressured to face my fear. But a fear that I couldn't change is I can't make a baby come into this world. That's something God has to take care of for me. And so it's not about the fear that you feel. It's more about the fear that you shift. So it's our job to shift the fear to God. Like some of the fears we're facing is that we can't do anything with, we can't change. It's our job to say, hey, God, this is what I have. And like a sacrifice, putting on the altar and saying, hey, God, can you do something with this? I don't know what this is. I can't shake it. I don't, maybe it's fear of dying, whatever that thing may be. Giving it to him will actually take the fear away, right? And sometimes the fear will still be present. Honestly, I was watching a movie last night, which I probably shouldn't have done this, but when I watched it, I was like, okay, God, I see what you're trying to tell me through this scary movie. And what he showed me and he told me, and I hope you guys are taking notes because there's so many good things that are being said here, but he showed me this. He said, fear is not a person, fear is a presence. And so a lot of times, like Dan said, you feel this presence, you feel that presence about going to another country. It's not a person, no one's saying anything to you, but you feel this thing around you, right? That's why scary movies, they make so much money on it because all they do is sell presence. They sell the music. They sell the creakiness and the scariness and the suspense of it. But when you're in a hospital and you're praying for your wife to have your baby, and you're praying that God would cover her and keep her, and that presence of fear is gripping you that you may not have a kid. That's real, right? That's a real presence that I felt and that I had to face. And when I realized the only way I could face that fear was saying, hey, God, you know what? I can't make this baby come into the world. So you know what? I'm going to shift it and give it to you, right? And I heard this one time. Someone said this, and it helped me with my faith, not just with my fear. But he said this. He said, do everything you can do, and God will do everything you can't do. And so when you're stuck in these weird situations trying to figure out what should I do, where should I go, it's very simple. It's like, what can I do? Can I get on the roller coaster? Yes. Can I make a baby come into the world? No. So I'm going to shift that to God and let him take it.
I just love the weeks that we do those forum discussions on Sunday morning. It gives you, the students, opportunities to ask questions in person live as we discuss the ideas. And as you saw from the video, we're discussing this idea of fear and how do we deal with the fear that we have. And as we have this dialogue tonight, if you have any questions that pop into your mind, feel free to share them in the comments to your that way. Yes, that way? That way. I don't know. So I'm going to start with a verse. It says, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. That's found in Isaiah chapter 41. And when I was reading that verse, what does it make you think or feel in regards to fear?
This verse is kind of like the definition of the comfort from fear. So, like, knowing you don't have to be perfect because God is there to pick you up when you fall. And also, the words fear are not so powerful. It's kind of like, just stop. Trust me.
So, what were you thinking?
Yeah, I was just caught by that image of his righteous right hand. He'll use to uphold us. And you probably know this, but I'm gonna just say it to make sure you do. That back then, and even kind of now, you have this like right hand man kind of an idea, like a leader has a right hand man. Well, if you were at their right hand, or they were holding you with their right hand, then you were in a position of power over the things that you might be afraid of, and protection from an even more powerful thing. So us as humans, we're not that powerful. But when we are at the right hand of God, the more powerful thing protecting us trumps every fear, everything that can come into our life.
And I think you're pointing out a very important idea of understanding what you have control over, understanding what you don't have control over. And when you realize who has control, that God does, and he has you in his right hand, that he tells you, I'm with you. And that verse in Isaiah continues, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. I will hold you so that you are safe. And there's that comfort that Anna mentioned about being in fear. And there's another character in the Bible. His name's Timothy. He was a young guy. He was sent by Paul to start a church, and being a young person trying to do something that no one had ever done in the history of church, because Paul was kind of one of the first church planners, and being young and trying to lead people that are older, Paul wrote him this idea, and it says this in 2 Timothy 1:7, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and a sound mind. That God is holding us in his right hand, that he has given us this spirit, this power to not be afraid. But I find that sometimes in our lives, in our moments of fear, we don't see Jesus. We can miss him around us. So Naomi, I want to ask you, what do you do when you're in that moment of fear and you don't feel like God is close to you?
I would say at first, like, I kind of stay in my fear and I don't really like think about God at first, but then I remember that like he's always there for me and he's gonna protect me through whatever situation I'm in. And even though it feels like he's not there right now, I have hope that, and I know that like he will be there in the future when I need him the most.
Yeah, it's that perspective that you have to step back and see. And I remember when we were talking about this on Sunday, that perspective, even Joel, you mentioned that idea of understanding what you can and can't control, and then giving the rest to God, and stepping back and seeing the perspective you need. Anna, what do you do when you don't feel God close in moments of fear?
When I usually don't feel his presence, or I'm not getting an answer, or the answer I want, which is usually how it goes, I remind myself that it's not me, it's his timing. And it's in his timing that he's going to reveal himself to me, and that he's always with me, whether or not I'm getting that mountaintop high, or like some people might know it as the after camp Jesus high, where you're like all for it, and then it just kind of fades away, and you're like, but, you know, so.
Joel, let me ask you this question. How do you personally overcome fear?
Yeah, sometimes I don't. There are some fears that I just completely miss and completely fall for, but that is because I don't realize and have that perspective, like you were saying, understanding what I can control and what I have to give to God. And one of the biggest things that I've had to realize is that my feelings sort of like come from my heart, and the Bible says that the heart is deceitful above all things. Who can understand it? And I have to go on this journey from my heart to my head, where I know this is one thing that David had to do a lot. He had to be like, I feel this way, I feel awful, I feel like you're abandoning me, but I know that you are with me. Even though I don't feel it, it's something that you've said, and God never lies.
David is a perfect example of someone who lived in waves of fear. If you read through Psalms, you just see chapter after chapter of like he's freaking out hard. He's losing, like he just doesn't know where God is. He's like, God, where are you? But then he says, your rod and your staff, they come from me. I know that you are going to take care of me. And David constantly fought that battle of overcoming his fear. And I think fear, when we have feelings of fear that are, there's two types of fear. There's the real fear and the fake fear. And fake fear, we just have to change our perspective and see like, this isn't something I actually need to be afraid of, like a roller coaster. Like I can be locked in, I'll be fine. But then there's real fear in our life. And whenever we're in moments of real fear where there's real danger, like David had Saul trying to kill him, fear requires a step on our part. It might be speaking to an adult, it might be talking to a parent, it might be talking to a teacher, it might be talking to me or Mark or Stevan. Fear requires a step on our part to say, I need to move myself in this fear so I can see it differently, so I can move away from it, so I can, it requires some sort of action. We can't just sit and wait for the fear to pass, we have to live in it. I want to ask you all the last question, and I want you to keep your answers a little bit short, but what encouragement do you have for a student watching now who might be living in a moment of fear? So Naomi, let's come to you first, and I want Anna to go.
I would say that it's completely understandable to stay stuck in your fear at first and to be scared. I know I do that a lot without even realizing it, but just staying in your fear and not turning towards God first. But that is definitely a huge part in getting over your fear, is turning to Him and being hopeful and understanding that He has a plan for you no matter what is going on in your life, and that everything's going to be okay.
I love that. Anna, what do you have for students?
I would say, first of all, breathe. I know when I'm stuck in fear, I'm it doesn't matter if it's the daily stuff or a moment of I dropped my pen, I lost my pen, now I have no pen. So yeah, breathe. What I do to help overcome and try to calm myself is journaling really helps me. Worship really helps. Anything to take your mind off of that fear and put it onto God is gonna help in tremendous ways, and it's not gonna last forever.
Perspective and step has been shared. Joel, what do you have? What encouragement do you have for your peer who's living through fear right now?
Yeah, I would say it's okay to admit fears. I know that there's sort of this expectation for everyone to just be perfect, don't have anything wrong with you, you can't be afraid of it, it's not that big of a deal. Well, sometimes it is a big deal. And don't be afraid to take it to someone. One of the greatest people to take it to is God. He asks us to take our burdens and our cares to Him because He's the one that actually knows what to deal with them. And if you also want to take it to someone that you can see and touch every day, take it to your parents. Take it to Dan. I'm sure he'd love to talk to you.
No, that's so critical. And students, if you're watching this, hearing this, the perspective you need to gain is that God has you in His hand. The perspective that you need to gain is God has not given you a spirit of fear, but of power, and He's there to fight for you and fight with you. And that fear requires a step, and that step might be to journal. That step might be to talk to someone. That step might be to face your fear. That's the challenge. And one of the last ideas I just want to hit on is sometimes when we're in moments of fear and we get locked on what's in front of us, we can lose perspective of what God has done for us, and that gratitude that we need to understand that God is still, being thankful that God has it when we are losing our mind. Being grateful that God is alive and present helps us change our perspective. And our new series this entire month of November is focused on gratitude and how gratitude impacts us personally, gratitude impacts our relationships. So we're going to show a quick clip here of our new series that started this morning. It's not too late to join us on gratitude. Yvonne, Mark, are you excited for the new series that we started this morning? Mood on Gratitude. If you can't, ooh, that rhymes. Ooh,
Mood on
Gratitude.
So make sure you all
Mood
check
gratitude.
into Sunday morning to hear new stuff. And next week on the show, we'll be sharing a little clip. We want to do a student shout out. You know, students are showing up. They're doing some really incredible things for us every single week in small groups on Sunday morning. Even the 3 students part of the show, killing it every time we do stuff. I want to personally shout out, though, Ethan Carter, who every Sunday morning runs Millbrook's Pro Presenter, which is all the screen stuff. And we do a lot of elements in that screen. That takes a lot of attention to detail, a lot of focus. He comes early, he does it right, and he leaves late. Good job, Ethan.
That's right, man.
Well,
Congratulations.
Not to be outdone, though. Ethan does a great job. But I also have to shout out Eden, not Ethan. Eden McKinney at the Wake Forest campus. She not only is she's training to become one of our tech leaders. So excited about that. But actually, last Sunday, she came up to me and said, hey, I want to find time on a Sunday morning to share my testimony. So I can't wait for that. Super excited about her. Any student wants to share that testimony, man, I want to give it up to that. So
that's awesome.
Eden.
All right.
Yeah.
Now it is the time of the show where we tell you how to connect. We've been over this, so I'm going to rapid fire. All right. We have Instagram. It's cool. Follow us. You can join a small group. If you want more information, let us know. You can share this video. Be nice. Sharing is caring. And we have church on Sundays. You've mentioned the sermon series that we're doing. Come and see it live, y'all.
All right. Since we had a great show, I think the only way to leave is with a dance. So let's have a dance party. Cue the music, Dan. Go.
Wait.
Join us in the comments. Dance at home. Watch on the show. Keep dancing. Make sure to say goodbye. Check us out next time. Thanks for joining us tonight. Have a good night.